Look, we are live. Oh, this has been a while, and we got no views. So, look, let's get started. It's live stream, and with me today, I have Digital Dave and the Dev from. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Haha! What a greeting! If only I got greeted that way every time. And also, then we have the lead dev for Blobbleworld and Paul, who is Paul. Welcome, Paul. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. And Digital Dave, you didn't even say hi. Hey, how are you, man?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing fantastic, and I'm excited to finally discover what's going on behind the JPEG.
Yes. Okay. So we've got something different today. Not your standard tutorial step by step. When talking, Paul, who loves doing this sort of stuff, he always likes to go a bit technical on us. So what I believe is going to happen today is he's going to show us how what happens after you mint an NFT when you look at it on the tracker, what all that gibberish to me personally, but what that gibberish actually means and where it links to. And he's going to, I believe, do a bit of a trace, this is where it ends up and things like that. Like, have I got that right?
I believe so.
I think so.
I believe so.
Yep.
Cool. David, any other views on what we're going to work through today?
I am curious. See, I know NFTs and I own NFTs, and I always was under the impression that this was a blockchain thing, and that's where they come from. That's where they're born. But then I got told that with a couple of clicks in your Chrome browser, you can actually see exactly where they're coming from, and it's actually not the blockchain. So that intrigued me, and I'm pretty curious for Paul to show us how that actually works, and I'm even more excited to see you click around in it and experience this.
It's going to be awesome.
Like, people may not know this, but Paul has been trying to crack the code to make sure that sound came through in the stream. So he did it. He did it, everyone. Okay, so shall we kick off things with, before we dive in, like, just talk about some of the NFT token standards. And for a bit more context, what I may do is, obviously what we're going to do today is trace a bit of the NFTs on the Icon blockchain that are minted on Craft. Why? Because if we do have to do any transactions or anything, there's no fees or anything like that. So that'll be great. And I thought, let's talk NFT standards. Let's just compare it to Ethereum, because everyone knows what the NFT standards on Ethereum are, and then just cross-reference when we say IRC, which is the Icon token standards, what it means. So let me share my screen and let's jump straight into it. Cool. So, David, do you want to talk us through this?
I do. So we're looking at a little overview of token standards. Now, NFT stands for a non-fungible token. Before the NFTs, what we had on the blockchain, and we still have, are fungible tokens. So whether you own Ether, the Ethereum coin, or whether you own Icon, the Icon coin, these are fungible tokens. You might have 5, you might have 5,000, but they're all replaceable with 5,000 other ones. You wouldn't mind if someone came over and said, hey, do you want to swap this 500 Ether for that 500 Ether? You wouldn't care because they're fungible. At some point, Ethereum, they innovated, I believe, and they released this new token standards that are a bit more robust. They contain a bit more information, and therefore they can become non-fungible. Every token can be unique in its own right. The Ethereum standard for non-fungible tokens is ERC 721. And we have the same standard on Icon, and it's called IRC 3. As it says, it's a token standard for issuing non-fungible tokens. And then there's another one, a more robust one, a token standard for issuing multiple token types in a single contract. And on Ethereum, this would be the ERC 1155 token. And on Icon, its counterpart, would be the IRC31 token. And that's what that is. All right.
Cool. Okay, no, that's great. That's a great overview. I can see Paul, he's got the horn. He's eager to dive in. So he's like, shut up with the riffraff. I want to show you my numbers. So let's dive in. So what I've done is, another podcast that I host along with David as well is Iron Icon, and recently we celebrated a milestone of 100 episodes and still kicking on, going. And part of that I wanted to do, mint a 100th episode NFT, make it a collection of 20. Icongrapher has been fantastic, whipped this together ages ago. I've just been slacking doing it, but I thought, perfect, I'll mint it for this this live stream, and let's then talk through, let's trace how it all works and how we can see it on the tracker and where the actual file's sitting. And Paul, over to you. What do you want me to do from here?
Well, we prepared a little thing before the show started, and I want you to open the first tab. It's the icon tracker, I think.
Let me just grab the transaction ID that you sent me. So first thing, what we need is the tracker, and make sure you have the transaction ID which is what would be when you minted the actual NFT on the blockchain. I've got that right, Paul?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So that's a transaction ID. I've searched for it, and as you recall, bit of information from, to, and then gibberish.
Yep. Well, the gibberish is not that hard when you look at the data tab.
Okay.
There, where it says what method did you use, and that's part of the IRC3 standard as it is for the ERC 721. Those tokens have, or those contracts have a method called mint, and if you call that, which you did, then you create a token, and that token has an ID, as you can see below. That's the unique identifier of that NFT.
So can I ask over here, and I'm going to throw you some curveballs, no rehearsals here. See, I minted, and I can see I minted 20 of the same NFTs. Does that mean, does it differentiate each of these as individual? No. So all 20 have the same ID?
Yep.
Ah, interesting.
And, and you can see that ID when you open up Craft again.
Yep.
You see in the URL that ID is being used as Craft to identify the NFT as well. So we have an ID, and we also, when you go back to the icon tracker, because people may have expected that, well, when you look at it, you'll see the image you minted, because that's my NFT. But data is expensive on the blockchain, so it would be not workable if we're gonna put images of a lot of MBs directly on the blockchain. So what is done is there's a URI created, and that's a pointer. That unique string is an identifier for where on the IPFS, and maybe Dave can tell a bit about what's the IPFS is.
Okay,
perhaps?
So what you're saying though is the actual, in my case, it's not an image, it's a small video file. That is not sitting on the blockchain in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Okay.
There's a pointer created that will point to a place where that is stored.
Okay.
And
David,
that is on an IPFS service.
David, talk to me about pointers, IPFS servers.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, finally. It's been a while.
So if I understand correctly, you go to Craft, you bring your image or video that you want to mint, and Craft is going to take that video. It's going to send it to an IPFS to store the video. This is not on the
Yes.
blockchain, but at the
Just
same
uploading, yeah.
time, it will communicate to the blockchain where it can find that video. So to take a metaphor, it's going to hide your video somewhere. Craft is going to hide your video somewhere, which is not
Well,
on the blockchain.
upload it. So
Yeah.
just as you can use Instagram to upload a picture or a video.
Yeah, so it's uploaded your video somewhere, or your picture somewhere, or your 10,000 Bored Ape yacht clubs. That they're uploaded somewhere, and on the blockchain, it just tells you where to find them.
Correct.
Okay, and
so that being said, so this should be an identifier which we can use to find the actual data. And we know that Craft is using the Pinata IPFS. And I believe I already sent you the link. Yeah, one tab is open at the top.
Oh yes, yeah.
And if people carefully look, if you go, well, okay, you can see now in the tops, in the URL, you can see that after the last slash, it's the same. That's the identifier that is stored on the blockchain.
So okay, just before we skip ahead, IPFS, is that some Amazon servers? Wouldn't that just defeat the point? What's the point of making all this hoo-ha about blockchain, decentralized?
Well, yeah, it should be decentralized, but I don't really know. It is a third party, so I don't know.
But IPFS in its nature isn't Amazon servers, is it? It is more for decentralized storage solution that's out there. That's why a majority of NFTs, not just Icon, stuff that's minted on OpenSea or anything on Ethereum as well, they use this storage solution, IPFS.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But how it works, how decentralized it is, I don't know.
Let's not dive into decentralization and yeah. But we know it's not Amazon servers. It's a different storage solution.
I hope not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what it stands for?
No, David. I feel like you do.
I do. It is the Interplanetary file system, and as it is listed online, it is a protocol and peer-to-peer network for storing and sharing data in a distributed file system. So I'm getting heavy LimeWire vibes, Casa vibes, peer-to-peer. So yeah, not centralized with one entity, but not on the blockchain either.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I hope soon one day we see Skynet from Cycoin. They also have and people start to adopt it. I have heard of some projects adopting that storage solution as well in recent times and found it much quicker. Any blatant plug there, but when the tech is far better, you got to look at it. Okay, cool. So that makes sense. So what you're saying here is coming back to the tracker. It mints on the blockchain, the NFT. The actual picture isn't stored on the blockchain. Otherwise, the blockchain, the size would just get ridiculously big and impossible for all the nodes to sync when people want to run nodes, etc. It then takes the file and, in this instance, it puts it on IPFS storage solution. Then it creates this link, obviously, in the storage solution and on the blockchain. And this is how the blockchain is always able to identify that this NFT is sitting here, and then it pulls together that information so that okay, cool.
Yeah, and we spoke earlier about my project Blobble. What I'm doing there is I am not storing a link, but I'm storing actual code that your browser can understand.
Have you got a link so I can see my delightful characters?
I think he's dead, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. You neglected him, but you have to. I can send you. Let me check. You have to log in with.
That's right. Okay. Well, look, I was being cheeky there. So this is where you kind of highlighted, coming back, we've got this link. This is the link here.
Yeah.
You've got me to load it up, and I can
And this,
see.
and this is on Pinata. So we're now looking at Pinata, and this is just JSON, and JSON is a data format that is used a lot on the internet. And here you can see the name, you can see a description. You could also here store characteristics of for Gangsterbet uses scores and stuff, right, for each character or not?
I wouldn't know. I never go into this. This to me is almost
No.
matrix code.
No, it isn't. It's just text. You can see here if you look at, for example, now if you go to the image or to image, you second line on the end.
Yep. Image. Yep.
And you image and paste that HTTPS blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah. Grab
or
it
copy
till
it
here.
and so that's a link, and when you go to there, voila.
Yeah. Okay.
It is the actual image.
Can you play that? We haven't actually seen that.
You want to see the whole thing?
Yes, please.
First preview. Well, people won't buy it then if they've got the thing now. Is it playing the audio?
I can't hear it.
There's a bit of audio there. I don't know if it played through in the stream.
Is it the intro maybe or not? Of Ion Icon or not?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was the 100th episode.
Right.
So there's some audio in there. I don't know if it came through in the last.
Does this come through?
Yes. Okay, cool. So that's basically end to end what's happening when you mint the NFT, how it sits on the blockchain, where it sits stored, how it gets pulled by the various sites to view it. Is there anything else, Paul, you wanted to cover?
No, I think this is it. Yeah, we can go into the network tab of to see that Craft is actually looking at the pinata, but I think.
Right. So when I'm browsing Craft and I'm looking at the NFTs on display, Craft is simply pulling them from the pinata URIs.
Yep.
And showing them to me. So what happens if I buy one on Craft?
Well, the URI is just the same. In the it's the URI is stored on the blockchain, of course. So if you buy the NFT, you buy an NFT with an ID, and that ID has that same pointer, of course.
Right. So the NFT could be sold and bought along 10 different people, but it will never actually move. It always just sits on this IPFS server.
Yep.
And the only thing that changes is which blockchain address owns this non-fungible token.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I honestly, I would never have given
Not
this.
that hard, right, Faz?
No, and I would never have even given it a thought or worried about it. I would just be like, yeah, it happens. And the background stuff, yeah, I don't know.
I definitely have a couple of questions.
Oh, please, David. What do you got?
Does an NFT need a picture added to it? Or can I mint an NFT without anything?
Yes, you can leave the URI empty, but then you have to. You can do that. Yeah.
But what makes it unique then?
The ID number that is linked to the to the URI. Maybe you can open up the icon tracker again, Faz.
Yeah.
Go down.
Oh. Yep. This.
So that ID will automatically increase.
So, but wouldn't it? That's so. It would just be nothing, though. You'd just click on a blank nothing.
Yeah, Craft wouldn't know what to do with it. I think because they will look at the pinata. They will search for a pinata link.
I don't even think it'll let you do it. A Craft Pro.
No, but you can when you go back to the tracker.
Yeah.
you can see we called the method mint, and we called it with the parameters that are below. So you could also just if you send a mint request to the blockchain directly with you can set your own parameters. So you can leave the URI out of it, or say hello world or something, whatever you want. And in my case with the Blobble, I'll use it to set HTML code in there.
Because that's my second question. Does a user need a marketplace like Craft to mint an NFT?
No. These part of the NFT or the ERC 721 and IRC3 standard is that there is a mint method available, and you can call that mint method from anywhere as long as you send it to a node, and you can also use it from your terminal, from your computer.
All right,
How to
and
do it.
what would the minimum requirements be? Let's say I want to mint an NFT this afternoon. What do I need?
Internet and the computer. Yeah, well, you need to know how to. If on Icon, you need to send an RPC request. So basically, you send a package with data, in which you say, okay, I want where I'm going to send it, what I want to do. Well, you want to call the mint method.
Yeah.
Which parameters. And then you send it, and if you send it correctly, it will be accepted, and the change will be made to the blockchain.
Okay, and I'm just asking the noob questions here. Do I open up my notepad and do I write send blockchain message, or do I go into Chrome to www.sendblockchainmessage.com? Like what? I don't know what to do, and this is probably why marketplaces like Craft exist, because they abstract away all the code and they allow users like me to also mint NFTs. But in the background, we might think it's much harder than we think.
Well, if you want to set up manually HTTP request and whatnot, then you have to be a bit experienced with Python, for example. You can, and then if you want to really mess with it, you can mess around with it. You can go to the Icon Dev website and use the Python SDK and start messing around, because then you are like bare bones sending requests to the blockchain, and that is now, of course, what Craft is doing for you.
Yeah, and that's actually a very similar question coming in from Skyfi just now in the comments. He says, are NFT marketplaces simply intermediaries that make the process easier and more organized? Adding to that, if everybody was a developer, we would just be minting directly to the blockchain, ?
What's the question? Now I have multiple questions that you asked, right? If the marketplace is an intermediary, yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think from everything I've heard, that's exactly it. Like Craft basically does away with all the complications of interacting with the blockchain code, etc., and creates this beautiful UI that we have on the screen now.
But it's the same as why would you use a wallet like MetaMask?
Exactly.
It's not needed, but makes it easier.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it's as simple as that, which is good. Most dedicated watcher, Skyfi. There you go. Stuck through the whole session. I think should we throw in some iDoge? Yeah, I think we should.
Talking about iDoge, I spot a nifty little logo there.
Yeah, yeah, iDoge, man. It's the next best thing. Strictly financial advice. Do not buy iDoge.
Don't buy
Yeah,
it.
for the
Get it.
people that don't know, yeah, you can get it for free. I still have 611. I don't know how to pronounce it. 600 billion, whatever. I got plenty, and I gave you some, right, Fez? Or
Oh,
were
yes,
you giving
I
away
have.
my iDoge now?
No, well, I haven't been giving it away. I got to give it away. Sure, I'll send him a 5. There you go, Skyfi. Thanks for watching. You get 5 iDoge. Look.
I've sent you
Congratulations.
billions.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else, guys, we wanted to cover in today's session? I think we've kind of.
I've one thing because I built a little thing for iDoge giveaway, and people will need to submit an answer, and you need to send banana. So people will have to watch this stream if they want to earn 100,000 iDoge.
Okay. So how will you be putting out a tweet asking everyone what is the secret word?
Yeah.
Okay, love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well. There you go.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Look, I think this has been great. I've learned a ton. Just something I would have never thought about, as I keep saying. So the fact that I was able to walk through it and connect the dots and have understood it, I feel I'm more knowledgeable and smarter for
Yes.
it. Any closing comments, David?
I feel enlightened.
Enlightened, that was the word. Yes. Good. Paul, how do you feel schooling us?
It feels awesome, man. I'm really happy with my soundboard.
You are.
Yeah, but I would like to say that if people are watching this and they are thinking of, they're interested in this kind of stuff, I'd really recommend them to just start messing around with Python. Go check on, I like the Icon blockchain. It's fast and it's cheap, so you can, if you make a mistake, you're not, it's not going to cost you a lot of money. And Python is awesome, coding is awesome, so please just go for it and you will learn a lot.
Although now it's Java on Icon, Python has been transitioned out, so just
yeah, but overall, I really like Python. If you're the possibilities with Python are endless. So, and for example, because on the blockchain, on the Icon blockchain, the smart contracts are written in Java, but you can use Python, for example, to mint NFTs, because then you won't have to create. You have to call a function on the mint method on the blockchain, and you can do that. You can automate that with Python, just as I made the iDoge mega transaction builder sender. That's written in Python. It lets you send a batch of transactions or ERC20 tokens. So Python is awesome. Start programming.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Look, guys, thanks for jumping on, and let's hope people tune in to get to learn a ton of stuff and also figure out the secret word. But that's not what it's about. Paul, I really, really appreciate you taking us through this. It's been great. Thanks again.
Awesome.
Take care, everyone. As always, not financial advice. Do your own research. We're just trying to educate people on all different kinds of things. This time, it was how to look at what happens to the NFT after you mint it, and how the blockchain connects it to the actual picture and where the picture is being stored, which you just witnessed. So thanks again. Take care all.